Your life.
All right. Okay. Hello, everybody. Good evening once again. My name is Ibrahim Jesse, and I'm a data analytics facilitator at Dataanalytics. And here with me, we have Mr. Victor.
Yep.
Okay. Yeah. So, Mr. Victor, before then, I would love to introduce Analytics. So, Analytics is an ed tech company that trains people on data analytics skill. We train people on Microsoft Excel, Power BI, SQL. That's SQL. We train people on how on LinkedIn optimization, how to revamp their CV. Other things we do aside train people on these skills. We mentor people. We make sure we stay with our students up to the point they become gurus in these skills that they've come to learn with us. So that's just what we do majorly as an edtech company that trains people on this skill.
Mhm.
All right,
Yeah.
so um, Mr. Victor, would you like to introduce yourself to us and share your experience in this of data analytics?
Okay. My name is Victor, and I have a background in mathematics and engineering.
Okay.
I'm an enthusiast of data, and I'm also keen. I have this keen interest in data analytics. Talking about my projects, I've done several projects, but this one I'm really interested in and very fascinating. That is when I was back in the school then. We
Okay.
did a project on this hypothetical company online, this online platform where the sell general merchant. So they wanted to run an analysis because they're trying to introduce another product online. So they tried to run an analysis to see whether that product will be feasible. So the kind of analytical how will I even put it? The process we did was, we brought two groups, the control groups and the treatment groups. So the
Okay.
control groups were not exposed to because they are trying to, it's an online platform, a hypothetical platform online. I'm just trying to explain something. So when they
Okay.
brought these two groups, the treatment group and the control group, the treatment group were exposed to this banner because they were trying to, advertise the banner, the food banner online. That is what they are trying to, the new product they are trying to introduce. So they're trying to advertise the food banner on that online platform. So those treatment group were introduced to that banner online, while the control group were not introduced. So after the analysis and everything, we gathered the data and we, analyzed everything. Then we found out that the conversion rate and you know, the conversion rate and the average spent for the treatment group was higher than that of the control group. So after the whole statistical analytics and everything, we found out that, oh, this thing is feasible, that we can actually, go into that process and, launch that banner. And one thing about data analytics, assuming we don't have anything like data analytics or we cannot, understand anything about data, it will be somehow difficult for us to take, that decision. Yeah.
Yeah. Very, very difficult. All right, so for guys that they are data enthusiasts that want to venture into this data analytics, career path, what do you define data analytics to be, and how do you explain its significance to in our today's world?
That is a very interesting question. For me, I think data analytics is, it has to do with data. That is to say, the collection of data. You collect this data. This when you collect this data, they are unclean. So we have to clean the data. When you collect the data, you clean the data, you analyze it, you visualize it before you get a useful insight on how to go about it. Let's say, for instance, now let's say I want to explain what data analytics is to a non-technical audience or my grandmother in the village. It's just like gathering information, uncleaning information. You clean this information. Once you clean it, you visualize it in such a way that those stakeholders who are in a non-technical audience, will understand what you are talking about.
Okay. All right. Thank you very much for that answer. Okay. So, in your opinion, what do you think are the necessary or the key industries or sectors where you think data analytics skills can they're in demand,
Hmm.
in your
So long as
opinion?
I'm concerned, that's a very interesting question. So long as I'm concerned, any company that has to do with data, any company that has to do with data, that has to do with analyzing data. In fact, for me, any company, that's all company that has to do with business, they have to take business decision. They need that position of a data analyst, to come into the system and analyze data for them. So for me, practically both the health sector, the finance sector, the any government parastatals, any company that has to do with data, they need data analytics. And once you understand now, this asset most companies have now, which is the recognizing of this data-driven decision. Because before any business takes any decision, they have to dive into the data, get useful insights on that data to know whether this business they're actually going into is feasible or not. So for me, I think any company that has to do with data, need data analytics, to thrive.
Okay, so they will need data analytics to thrive in
Yeah,
this sector you made mention of, the
yeah,
health
any
sector,
sector.
any sector at all. All
Yes.
right, so then how has the demand for data analytics skills evolved over the past few years, and what trend do you foresee in the future? If you had to
Hmm.
explain this, I mean, those that want to venture into data analytics skill, what do you think?
That is a very interesting question. The demand for data analysts has increased over the years. Like currently, it has increased over the years. Probably because of the advance in technology and the abundance of data. And I'm saying this data analytics has come to stay. Why? Because this useful, resourceful asset of most companies, as I said earlier, this data-driven decision. Because for any company to take any, business decision, those good business decision, for them to take any, that feasibility analysis, they need to consult a data analyst. And I see it as an asset for most companies. So I think data analytics has come to stay, and in the future, as this advanced technology keep going up, this improvement of data and the increase in data, that's how data analytics, the demand for data analytics keep increasing.
Okay. Amora, we need data. There's no way we can't work with data. Every company,
Exactly.
they need data. Looking at the whole internet today, everywhere, companies need data to check out their customers, to know what their customers want. They will need data to
Exactly.
say
Hmm.
yes with data. All right. So can you please elaborate on the specific roles or jobs or job titles that typically require data analytics skills, and what are the responsibilities associated with this role? If you're going to tell this to someone that wants to travel out of the country, let's say Canada, for example, and wants to learn the skills, so what do you think could be the specific roles or job titles that require this skill, data analytics skills, and what are the responsibilities associated with these roles?
Yes, job descriptions that requires data analytics skills, I think, ranging from business analyst to data science to data analyst to data architect to data engineering. They are enormous. And I think the job description, like as I said earlier, it involves collecting of data. Once you collect this data, you clean this data, you visualize it to get meaningful insights on the business decisions to take. So for me, I think data analytics as a skill, companies that need data analytics as a skill, ranging from both the business analyst to the data. And once you understand with data, this skill is that it's scalable, because the
Okay.
more you learn, the more you advance, and the more you get up to that rank you ever wanted to be. Like say, from you ranging from an entry level data analyst to what is even the highest? I think the highest is data architects. So I think the job description for people who need these data analytics skills are both the data analyst, the business analyst, the data architects, and data engineers. And I think even if I mentioned business analyst, so I think that is it.
Okay, so you just mentioned the job titles and the specific roles. I mean, can you also tell us what do you think their responsibilities are? Like, what are the responsibilities attached to these roles?
Yeah, I said earlier, like the responsibilities are, the work of a data analyst in general is just, collect this data. Once they collect this data, they query this data, maybe probably using SQL, then they have to clean this data. Once they clean the data, that is, I'm talking about their responsibilities. Once they clean this data, they have to visualize it. Now, if you visualize this data, you're actually visualizing this data so that it will be, you get meaningful insight to give to your stakeholders. That is maybe those CEOs or those guys who want to put in money, to establish a business. You
Okay.
understand? So they have to clean the data, visualize it. Once they visualize it, they get meaningful insights, to venture into any business decision.
Okay. All right then. Okay. So for someone that is interested in pursuing a career in data analytics, what technical skills or knowledge areas would you recommend that you focus on?
Mm. That's one interesting thing about this data analytics is Unlike other job descriptions where you need those advanced learning of advanced programming for data analyst, I think with the name, you see some people being scared that data analyst, you need to go run different programs, you need to learn different acquired skills. No, that's not true. As an entry data analyst, what you actually need is just SQL. Once you know how to use your SQL well, and probably you learn one visualizing to maybe something like Power BI or Tableau, then you're good to go. And probably, or obviously, you need to learn some statistical technical skills. Then you're good to go. And I think on a scale of 1 to 10, the proficiency should be around 6 to 8. If you have that proficiency of around 6 to 8, then you're good to go. Then when you get into the field, for you to advance, then you can start, advancing in different skills, start learning new software, then you keep advancing, and that's just it.
Okay. All right. So we keep advancing in moments that are working. All right. So my next question here now that I want to ask is, okay, so are there any tools or software that are commonly used in the field of data analytics? And would
Mm-hmm.
efficiency in these tools be beneficial to aspiring data analysts for those that, of course, want to travel out and they need these skills too, aside data enthusiasts?
Yes, I think as I said earlier, you just need there are thousands, there are not even thousands. There are many software skills you need to learn. But the basic ones I would advise anybody to go to, because you don't want to complicate it for yourself. But there are many ranging from the Python, the R program, SQL. Then you have software for visualization such as Power BI, Tableau. There are thousands of skills. But for me, I think the basic skill you need to learn, software skill you need to learn, to venture into data analytics, is just the SQL and any visualization tool. And of course, you need to learn those statistical techniques to, venture into data analytics, and you'll be good to go.
Okay. Okay. What about Microsoft Excel?
Yeah, Microsoft Excel also is, because once you understand though you can actually learn Microsoft Excel, but once you understand is with SQL, Microsoft Excel, I feel that Microsoft Excel, there are some kind of table that Microsoft Excel can query, unlike SQL. SQL can query thousands of tables, like numerous tables, can query data from numerous tables. But I think Microsoft Excel is something you can actually learn. It is viable. You can actually learn it. But however, Microsoft Excel has, these limitations in terms of the kind of table you query. But it is also, thank you for even reminding me, it is also a skill you can actually learn when you want to venture into data analytics.
Okay. All right. Thank you very much. So, in addition to these technical skills, what soft skill or personal attributes do you believe that are important for the success of a data analyst, of a
Hmm.
role in data?
Okay.
So aside
You know,
from
you know, as okay, I can hear you. As a data analyst, given the fact that you know how to, use the SQL to query your data, you know how to use your Power BI, or you know how to use your the Tableau to visualize your, the data. One thing you also understand, there are also personal skills you need to acquire if you want to be successful as a data analyst. And such skills, the most important of them are the communication skills. That's the communication strategy. Because there's no point get querying that data, getting the useful insight from that data. You cannot communicate it to those stakeholders, because those stakeholders, they are not interested in all those technical jargon, such as those the which one is it? Such as the telling them about maybe the confidential interval, you're telling them about p-value, telling them they are not interested in all those technical jargon. So the way you communicate that information to them, you just have to communicate it in such a way that they will understand what you are saying. And upon that, you actually need to be a critical thinker, and think outside the box. As a data analyst, you need to think outside the box if you want to go far in data analytics as a career. And also you have to be versatile in such a way that you are ready to venture into any challenges. You are ready to take challenges and get information from those challenges and utilize it. So for me, I think to get into data analytics, you need that personal relationship. You need to think critically, and most of importantly, you need to get that communication strategy so that you can go far as a data analyst.
yeah, so you can go for it. So that critical thinking is a very key thing too. That is key.
Exactly.
Most of us as data analysts, most of us, especially these aspiring ones, they focus more on using the tools to just build.
Exactly.
When you go on LinkedIn, you just see dashboards there on LinkedIn. People just building dashboard, and when you try to like check if they actually understood what they should have done, it's
Yeah.
somehow. So yeah. critical thinking is also something. All right, so then how can individuals stay updated with latest trends and advancements in this data analytics field?
Sorry, can you hear me? Come again?
I said, how can individuals stay updated with the latest trends and advancements in career path, data analytics?
Mm. With the advancement in technology now, I think this information is wide open in the internet. So I think my advice to anybody who wants to stay on trend, want to get more information, there are millions of information online, updated information online. So my advice to you, go online, do your research and get those trends going on. Get those information, those trending information, and you'll be good to go. Also, you might get a mentor. You can actually get a mentor and maybe actually go to a boot camp. And if I want to even recommend to you guys, if you're watching me online, Amda Analytics is one of those boot camp you can actually go to get this updated trend. Anything that has to do with data analytics, any skills you have to, learn in data analytics, those new trending skills you have to learn in data analytics. Because initially, there are some skills which was not trending now. Initially, I think, I can't even remember. But I know there are some skills which are not trending now. So with the advancement in technology, there are these new skills which you need to get updated in so that you know what is going on, what that your employer wants from you. So for my advice, go to a proper boot camp such as Amda Analytics, and also go online, do your own research. You see those information, there are vast trending information online, and you'll be good to go.
Okay. All right. Thank you. So, what do you have any resources that you recommend? Any
Yes,
resource?
as I said earlier, go to a very boot camp, a very good boot camp. And if you want me to recommend for you, as you're watching me online, you can actually, go with AMDA Analytics. And one unique thing about this AMDA Analytics, I keep telling everybody in my video, I keep saying it in my video, is that this is their method of teaching, the practical-based method of teaching, and which is what most companies are requiring from you. If you come here to Canada or you travel to Canada, not only necessarily Canada, maybe in the US or Germany, you see them asking you the same question: what skills do you have? What projects have you done? What project have you done? Not necessarily how many years experience do you have, because you might get like 5 to 6 years experience without that project base. You can't actually, get that job you're looking for. But they keep asking every interview you go to, what project have you gotten? And that is one uniqueness about AMDA Analytics, because they give you that project-based method of teaching, so that within 4 months, you become a certified data analyst and ready for any job interview. So my advice to you, you can contact AMDA Analytics. And if you want the link, I'll be sending the link on this my video, in the description box of my video. So you just go there and click the link and join them and get any information from them. And also you can actually follow them on that social media platform on Amdo Analytics, and you'll be good to go for any information. They'll be willing to attend and answer you.
Okay. Thank you so much, Mr. Victor. All right. So, finally, so based on your experience, what advice will you give to someone considering a career in data analytics?
The first thing I consider is, in this life, you need to pray first, and secondly, guide your paths when praying, and secondly, you need to find the right mentor. You need to find the right mentor, because without getting the right mentor, because if you think you can go online and you just get any information and learn about it, it is very wrong, because how will I even put it, you'll be confusing yourself by getting different information. The information will be like controversial to you, like you won't really know what is going on, because the information are vast there. You need actually is a person, like a mentor, maybe an individual or maybe a boot camp, that will put you in the right path. Like, okay, this is what you need to learn, this is what you need to learn. Because if you don't have that right information, you just go online and you'll be so confused, in the sense that you don't know the right path to go to. You might be learning different skills, thinking that, oh, this is the skill that they actually need in this company, but not knowing that, okay, this is the right path you need to go to. So my advice to anybody: keep learning, contact the right boot camp and
Okay.
do your own research, and you'll be good to go.
Okay. Keep learning. You pray about it. Guide the path you want to take. Then keep learning. All right. Thank you so much, Mr. Victor, for all you've said so far. Thank you. And I'm
Yeah.
sure they all heard all that you've made mention of. All right, guys. You've all heard what Mr. Victor said concerning data analytics, how it's an in-demand skill that people are actually going for. Industries want data analysts. They want people that would work in this role that are in data analytics. So you've heard what he said, and Amdo Analytics is an edtech company that can help you acquire these skills that you require when it comes to data analytics. So we train people on these skills, like just the way I introduced earlier when we started the session, that we train people on data analytics skill, we train on Excel, Power BI, SQL. We do LinkedIn optimization for people, CV, how to work on your CV or create your CV. So we do a whole lot. We train people, we mentor them. We don't just leave them when they come to train with us and let them go after they're done with the program. We stay with them until they are done, until they become experts in that field, to that point where they can stand on their feet and now, okay, we can go ahead with this stuff. So this is what Dataanalytics does. We train people on these skills, and our training lasts for 3 months. The programs last for 3 months. Our first month we have Microsoft Excel, then we have Power BI, we have SQL. In between, we having sessions for LinkedIn optimization, how to work Upwork optimization. You have how to work on your CVs and other things too. Also, our next cohort is coming up next month. We've had several cohorts. So next one is coming up, April 13th, which is going to be next weekend. And our fee is just very, very small. It's not something affordable. It's just 200,000 naira for the program, which will last for 3 months, 200,000. So it's a company that will teach you a lot of hands-on projects. You will do lots of projects because as data can't do without working on projects. You have projects, a lot of projects to work on. So would help you with that, help you train you to the point you can work and stand on your own as a data analyst, or considering any data analytics role you want to venture into, or a role you want to take up. So it would help you on that. So like I said, Saturdays and Sundays. So recently just from 11 a.m. Saturday and 11 p.m. Sunday now to 5 p.m. to 8 p.m. So for those that maybe in Canada, time not time where everybody can now come together. Every Saturday, we have top tutors. Our tutors are experts. Tutors know what they do. So we have top guys that will teach you to acquire the skills that you take up the role. Trust me, at the end of the program, you get back for you get what for you. So all hard works.
Yeah, and also, okay, you've not done. Yes, and also once you understand this, traveling abroad, like I do say in my video, traveling abroad is not something you come think everything is the platter of good here. You have to prepare yourself. As an international student, like I said in my last video, as an international student, you think coming here, you just start working those minimum wage jobs. Like for instance, here in Canada, we all know that the job opportunities here in Canada has reduced drastically. So my advice to anybody that want to come into Canada, find an in-demand skill set and learn. And for me, if I want to advise you, data analytics is one skill set you learn, not necessarily learning it for 1 year or 2 years. Within 4 months, become a certified data analyst. And one advantage with this is that they are not always asking you how many years experience do you have. Like here in Canada, the most important question they keep asking you any job interview you go here, maybe in the health sector or maybe in the finance sector, do you have any Canadian experience? But you see them keep asking you what project base have you done, not necessarily what experience do you have. You might be coming here on a permanent residency, thinking that, oh, you already got your papers. There's no point, coming here to learn, or there's no point learning any skill set from my home country. I'll just come here and replicate that job I'm doing in my home country. That is far from the truth. I keep telling people this thing. And you see people come to this country, they are stranded, some of them are, frustrated. And if you're watching me live and you're in Canada already, or maybe in the US, maybe around the world, you already left the shores of Africa, it is not too late. You can actually contact Analytics because they just with your phone and the internet and you're good to go. Just within 4 months, I'll be ready for any job interview. I can tell you for sure. So just what I have to say.
Okay, thank you very much. You just heard what you said. In 4 months, once you acquire these skills, they're not going to ask you how many years of experience you have, as long as you know how to make use of these skills and you know how to use them very well, and you understand what it takes to use those. To acquire those skills and use them. Then you are good to go. 4 months and you are done. So the number of years of experience is not necessary. It's not really
Exactly. It's not necessary.
understand what you are up for. So acquiring the skill is just the key, and understanding what it takes to stay in that position is what is key. All right, so like I was saying earlier, we have a program, a master class this weekend coming up on Saturday. It's a alumni showcase where all our alumni will come around, and we have some that will showcase the project they've worked on so far. So would just come and see how our alumni present their project. Come and see what they've done, the amazing projects they've worked on, and see that we are not just anyhow a tech company. We are a company that are here to give you the value for your money, give you the what for your money, give you what you would come back to thank us later for. Because trust me, we give you the best, the best. We our tutors are top-notch tutors, and they will teach you what you need to know, all that you need to know as a data analyst or whatsoever field you want to venture into in data analytics, and it requires those skills that we'll be training you on. So yes, that's all I have to say concerning our programs and cohorts that's coming. So I don't know if Mr. Victor have something else I wants to add to the
Yeah, so if you want to register for the cohort, I'll be sending the link on my description box. If you're watching me on YouTube live, I'll be sending it on my description box on this channel. Or if you're watching me on Facebook, I think I'll be. And if you need the link, just send me a direct DM. If you're watching me from Facebook, because I now be posting this video on Facebook. So if you're watching me from Facebook, you just send me a direct DM, and I'll be sending you the link. And for more information, you just follow them at Amdo Analytics. For more information, they'll be glad to attend to any questions regarding the registration and any of the process. That's all I have to say. Thank you.
Okay. All right. Thank you so much,
Yeah.
Mr. So, all right, going over it again. So our programs for 3 months, 200,000 naira, and you it's going to be 5 p.m. to 8 p.m. every Saturdays and Sundays, and we have as once you join, there'll be a link for you to join our the group for masterclass, and you'll be seeing programs that we'll be having, and the information will pass across to you. And yes, so then the project coming up this weekend too. Please don't forget about it too. The
And
link
the,
to join.
and the cost is really very cheap. Like 200,000 is like just like it's not even up to $200. Unlike the Western world here, where you pay around 20,000 Canadian dollars to learn data analytics within 6 months. This is very cheap. Something you can actually learn. The certificate you get doesn't even really matter. What you just need is, can you do this project? If you can do this project, and you're good to go. So you just contact Amda Analytics today, and you're good to go. Because some messages now might be thinking, this company is in Nigeria, I just want to go outside the country. It is the same thing, my sister. If you're watching me live, it is literally the same thing. Then the price is so cheap. They brought the price so down for you because we think you're coming here, okay, you want to come here and learn that skill set, data analytics, thinking that, oh, this is a Canadian school, or probably this is a Canadian certificate. It doesn't really matter because what they actually want, especially that skill set, okay, you might be thinking of, okay, I want to come learn nursing, I want to come study nursing here. Okay, they actually need that Canadian educational background, or you want to come study maybe as a doctor here, or maybe as a lawyer, they need that Canadian experience, or they need that Canadian certificate. But for data, I can tell you for sure, for data analytics, you don't actually need any certification. Like your certification regardless of your certification, depending on where you get that certification for, it doesn't really matter. All they're interested in, what can you offer? What projects can you do? That is all they're interested in. So I advise anybody that is actually planning to come to Canada, you just contact Amda Analytics, and we'll be very glad to attend to you. The cost is just very cheap, unlike this Western world. That's all I have to tell you.
Okay, so thank you very much. Cost is very cheap, unlike the Western world. Just two,
Exactly.
and now it's not even 3 months; it's 4 months. I just got
Yeah.
information. 4 months, not 3 months. Spans for 4 months, so would give you the value for your money. So Amdo Analytics is the place where you should be. Amdo Analytics is the place where you should learn and acquire these skills from. All right, thank you so much for
Okay.
watching, for with us at the end of this program. All right. So, do we have questions? Anyone want to ask any question? Do you have someone that want to ask question? So, want to take question? Do you have questions? Can you ask question? Questions? Anybody? Do you have anyone that have questions to ask? Mr. Victor or myself? Anyone? Okay. Anybody? All right. So I'm wait. Have anyone that have questions? I want to ask question. Okay. Looks like we don't have anybody that wants to ask question.
Hmm.
Okay then. So since we don't have anyone that have any question to ask, I think we come to the end of this session. Mr. Victor, any other thing else?
That's all. Thanks.
All right, all for that.
Sorry, I just want to chip in something. If you have not subscribed to my channel and you're watching me live, do subscribe to my channel because we're getting update like this coming your way. And I also talk about traveling abroad. Any information you got, want to ask me about traveling abroad, maybe any skill set you want to learn, maybe the life here abroad. I do give information out. So just subscribe to my channel for more updates like this and turn on the notification bell so that you're getting more updates coming your way like this. Thank you.
All right, thank you so much. Thank you, everybody. Thanks for joining, and for those that be watching our session, thank you so much. Thank you.
Yeah,
All
have a
right,
good day.
you too.